So, if you're a business in Bangladesh, the global market can feel, well, a little intimidating. It's this huge place, full of promise, but also kind of shrouded in fog. Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to clear that fog and map out the real path from local ambition to global success. Let's get into it. You've poured your heart and soul into creating something exceptional. Your product is top-notch, your quality is there, and you just know there's a bigger audience out there waiting for you. The ambition is firing on all cylinders. But how do you actually make that leap? You see, exporting is kind of like a coin with two very different sides. On one side, you've got the incredible promise of huge new markets, a stronger brand, and just massive growth. But on the other side, there's the peril. A total maze of confusing rules, costly paperwork errors, and buyers you just can't count on. This is the big challenge we're unpacking. Okay, so first, let's talk about the good stuff, the opportunity. Because the potential for Bangladeshi businesses isn't just some pipe dream. It's very, very real. The country has seriously become a major player in the global supply chain. And just look at this list. The diversity is incredible. I mean, everyone knows about ready-made garments, right? That's the big one. But now, Bangladesh's export power stretches to pharmaceuticals, ICT services, premium leather goods, you name it. This is opening up doors for a whole new wave of entrepreneurs. But, and this is a big but, all that opportunity comes with some really tough challenges. Because having a fantastic product, while it's absolutely essential, is really just your ticket to get into the race. It doesn't mean you're going to win it. And this brings us to a super important point, something a lot of people miss. The export game, it's won or lost way before a single box is shipped. It's won in the planning, the research, and the professional execution. Without that foundation, even the greatest products can just fizzle out. Think of these as the dragons you have to slay on your quest. Like, how on earth do you know what a buyer in Germany wants compared to one in Japan? Is your paperwork 100% perfect for customs? Can you communicate clearly across different cultures? Any one of these things can bring a promising business to a screeching halt. So, if the journey is so treacherous, how do you even begin to navigate it? Well, simple. You find a guide. And that's where an export consultant comes in. They're like your seasoned mentor, the person who's walked this path 100 times and knows where all the traps are. To put it simply, consultants are specialists who create a structured roadmap for you to get into international markets. They get rid of all the guesswork, helping your business get ready, perform well, and actually profit from trading globally. I love this quote because it just nails it. A consultant's job is to close that huge gap between wanting to export and actually doing it right. They're the catalyst that turns a great idea into a real actionable plan. And you know what? This kind of guidance is more important today than it has ever been. International buyers are smart. They have all the data. They expect perfect documents, clear communication, and total reliability. A consultant helps you meet that high standard and look like the professional, trustworthy partner they want to work with. Okay, so what does this guidance actually look like? Let's pop the hood and see what's in the consultant's toolkit, the actual services that make success happen. First things first, it all starts with a solid plan, a roadmap. It begins with a really honest look in the mirror. Are we truly ready for this? That means looking at everything from your production capacity to your pricing. Then comes the deep dive research, not just which countries are buying, but which ones are the perfect fit for your product. And finally, that all leads to a clear strategy for how you'll enter that market. Getting this roadmap right from the start is absolutely crucial. All right, so you've got your strategy. Now it's all about finding the right people. And look, buyer identification isn't just typing into Google. It's way deeper than that. Consultants use their networks to find real companies that are already buying what you sell. Then they'll even vet them and set up a proper introduction. And maybe most importantly, they make sure that when those buyers are looking online, it's your business they find. And then comes the final, super critical part, the execution. This is where the rubber meets the road and where one tiny mistake can sink the whole ship. Getting the paperwork, the compliance, the pricing, all of it has to be perfect. One little error can lead to huge delays or fines. A consultant makes sure all those details are handled like a pro, so everything goes smoothly. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how does this entire toolkit actually work in the real world? Let's look at a solid example. We'll use a top Bangladeshi consultancy, Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or TNDIB, to see how this stuff gets real results. Check out this testimonial from a CEO over in Canada. It really says it all. See those keywords? Strategic insight and hands-on support? This isn't just giving advice from a distance. It's about being a true partner that helps build strong business relationships across borders. And here's another one, also from Canada. This one hones in on clear communication and real value. This just proves the point that modern trade is built on trust and professionalism. A good consultant builds that trust by making sure every single interaction is sharp, responsive, and reliable. So what you see with a firm like TNIB is that they bring this whole toolkit together. It's a complete package. They don't just find you a buyer. They help you build the brand, the website, and the online presence to attract the right buyers, and then they help make sure the deal itself goes off without a hitch. All right, so as we start to wrap this up, I want us to think about this in a totally new way. Deciding to work with a consultant isn't about needing help. It's about making a smart, strategic investment in the future of your company. And that brings us to maybe the single most important takeaway from all of this. It's a really crucial shift in mindset. Think of it this way. Export consulting isn't an expense you have to deal with. It's an investment in your growth. It's an investment that pays you back by getting you into markets faster, with fewer costly mistakes, and with access to way bigger opportunities. So at the end of the day, you're standing at a fork in the road. There are two paths you can take. Down one path, it's all trial and error. You're going to waste time, make some expensive mistakes, and probably miss out on some huge opportunities. But the other path, the guided path, that one is all about focus, clarity, and less risk. It's the path that massively boosts your chances of success. So it all boils down to this one question. You have the product, you've got the ambition, and now you know the path. The only real question left is, are you ready to take that first guided step onto the world stage?